Okay, so Scorpio, we will do for the second half of June right now. Let me make sure the video is rolling. Yep, okay. All right, so this will be the second half of June. First, we will take a look at love, then we will look at finances, career, that sort of thing. Okay, so let's take a look and see what's going on for the sign of Scorpio. Oh, all right. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups, and sorry, I haven't used this deck in a while. Because swords and wands look similar. No, that's wands. Okay, and the Eight of Wands. All right, so let me just keep those out. Queen of Cups at the bottom. That's probably you, Scorpio. All right, let me just get going here. Give me two cards of obstacles. Two cards for obstacles. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay. And one card, Scorpio. Okay. Awesome. All right. So I'll go ahead and start this off, and then I'll go a little further here. But okay, let's see. I said I was doing love first, right? Not work. Yeah, love. Okay. All right. So starting off with the Ace of Cups. So this is all your energy and where you're at and things like that. God, though, hold on one second. Let me, wow. For some reason, I can't remember Eight of Wands. God. Tarot reader extraordinaire. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Well, actually, I'll just look at the picture because that'll flash. I'm trying to, God damn, why can't I? Eight of Wands. Oh, okay, got it. I'm sorry. For some reason, I just drew a blank, and because I'm so used to dealing with the Rider-Waite deck, that's why I try to challenge myself and use other decks sometimes, because I I'll forget like the meanings if I don't. So as per what just happened. So okay, all right. So we do have we have the Ace of Cups. All right, in your position. This is awesome. This is in a love reading, and this is where you're at. So you are in love, Scorpio. That is very cool. And possibly a renewal. This could have been something that has been for a long time, but just all of a sudden just seems more intense, something like that. Could be brand new also. Either way, it's a very very beautiful card and very positive card where your energy is at. Okay. With the Eight of Wands too, this is communicating that love. All right. And it's like a freaking lightning bolt. That's what it is. I remember the Eight of Wands in the Rider-Waite deck. I know a lot of you watch tarot videos, so even if you're not like tarot readers, you remember the cards. The Eight of Wands is the one with all the poles flying through the air, and it typically means like communication, travel, those types of things. This card's a little different, but it's really kind of cool because it's like this, streak of lightning that just like bolts right to the center of action, because wands are action. So it's like feeling centered in the actions that you take regarding love. Okay, so that's where I see that. Your obstacles are a little odd. You have completely opposing forces for this. Okay, you have the Devil card, and then you have the Ten of Cups. So one represents the slovenly, or what's the word? It's the devil energy, right? Which, okay, that's normal for an obstacle. That makes sense. The Ten of Cups does not make sense. The Ten of Cups is like having it all, happiness. Oh, you know what? Let me make sure this is, because I know the coins look similar. Nope, that is. Okay. So, either way, this is like, the whole deal, so it's a really odd thing. So what this tells me is you are like really torn, and it's like you feel like it's this fine, sorry, it's just hot in here. So if I keep messing with my sleeves and things, I'm not trying to show my ripped arms. Yeah, I haven't worked out in like 10 years. It's really humid and hot today. This is like about the the fine line that things can go, and no one knows this more than a Scorpio. Okay, it's like that. You know, we all innately, and when I say all, as far as Scorpios, feel this this like really fine line where it's like, you know, we could cross that line, you know, and wow, it could be like really dark, or we could, you know, cross that line and it could be like really high, you know. So that's exactly what this is, and this is your obstacle. So what I would think in this particular instance, not to mention with this card, which unusually, you know, is pictured here as being in the center with the love, and then we'll go into your outcome card, which makes me think this too. I think your obstacle, your challenge is to be in the middle, you know, be here now. You know, that's kind of what it's saying to me. You know, it's not about going to the dark place. It's not about going to the high place. It's about just resting in the center and just, you know, letting things ride there, you know, and just feeling that. Okay. And of course, we all know center, heart chakra. Our next card, though, is the sun. So, you know, sometimes that means, you know, the sun also is, you know, a different type of chakra, but it's still centered to me, you know, and especially in this. Okay. Because, I mean, you know, it's a very, you know, circular card with our attention focused right in the center. All right. So, you know, that's the outcome, by the way. So this is awesome. You know, the sun card is a very, very, you know, great card in a love reading. Okay, you could be dealing with a Leo, could be dealing with a Capricorn, that's possible too, but I don't feel like that's what these cards are showing me in this particular instance. I mean, if so, that would just be coincidence, so it wouldn't be like, oh my God, you know, she said Leo, you know, it's not like that. You know, I mean, it's possible, you know, but that's not what this card, you know, that's not what this means, that's not what the Devil card means in this reading. So this is about being centered, from your center, you know, that's where, like, what's the quote, the Bible quote, let thine eye be single and then it will fill with light, or, you know, something like that. It's like, that's what comes to mind with this. Okay. I know I quoted that wrong, so sorry. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oh, wow. And your card is at the bottom of the deck. I didn't even notice that. So the death card, which is really, really super cool. So, wow, that's awesome. All right. Okay. So let's see. Let's see what's coming towards you, Scorpio, in love. All right. Let's see where they're at. Coming towards Scorpio in love. Okay. Coming towards Scorpio. Love only, please. Love. Yeah. Center, center, center. That's all what this is about. Wow. Every single card is... Okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to dwell on this, but this is so huge, because the Ace of Cups, you know, it's in any tarot deck, it's like right in the center. It's the one cup, one, you know, right in the center. In this, we have a lightning bolt showing us to the center. You probably can't see it that well, but because the colors, and it's hard to see on the camera, but there's a green strip, because it looks like it just ends here, but there's a green strip that goes right to the center. So just, you know, note that. The Devil card has the, you know, pentagram right in the center of third eye. This card here is about connecting everything in the center, okay? And then again, we have this. So it couldn't be more clear. That is, oh, and I just set the deck down and the world with a circle and a center. You know, this is all about being centered, and from, you know, coming from that place, you know, no extremes, no extremes. All right, so let's see where your partner is at in love. Coming towards Scorpio in love. I say too, this could apply to singles. So even though this, you know, seems like a relationship reading, you know, but we haven't got there yet, but this could apply to singles also with that Ace of Cups. So that could be a message of that's how you will attract someone. Okay, so that could be that too. Coming towards Scorpio in love. Okay. Let's see. All right, so at the bottom of the deck, we have the Son of Pentacles. Let's see. In this deck, there's sons and daughters. Which are which? Yeah, I think the Son is the page. Damn it, I don't remember. Daughter of Wands. Damn. Son, daughter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I believe, actually, I think the daughters are pages. I think the Son, so that's like the Knight. Oh, nice. Yeah, so the Knight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. This is, it's an offer of love is what that is. It's slow growing, you know, it's secure, it's grounded, it's, you know, all those good things. Right underneath that also is a Star card. All right, so some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, that's possible. You have some pretty good cards underneath too, but it's also about hope, healing, wishes coming true, all those good things, all right? So, all right, let's see what is coming towards you in love. All right, so we have the Daughter of Wands. Okay, so I believe that is the Page of Wands in this deck. Either way, it will pretty much be the same message. Let me just make sure. I should double check that actually, because those are a little bit different, but I am almost positive. So I'm going to go with that because I'm pretty sure. So, and it's not the key card in this reading, and it's just, you know, it's the very first card. So as far as where your significant other is, or the person that you're interested in, whatever, you know, that sort of thing in this love reading, we have somebody who is like really kind of thinking things over. They're like really kind of assessing and looking at stuff, you know, and just like, you know, maybe kind of, you know, reaching out, doing a lot of research, you know, that type of thing, maybe about you possibly, you know, or about just things in general, you know, about your situation. So that could be, however, next we have the Hanged Man. So it's like the Hanged Man is slow. It's non-responsive. It's sort of, you know, taking a break, you know, basically, you know, and I mean, that's, you know, the little bat is like all cocooned, you know, and isn't really, you know, it's like, he's not ready, you know, maybe it's daytime, doesn't want to come out yet, you know, so it's, you know, it might take a little time for them to come around. That could be, or they could just be in a position where they just feel not necessarily paralyzed, but they just don't feel like which way to approach you or what to deal with whatever situation you're dealing with, you know, so it's just kind of non-activity, you know, is what that is. But you do have the Wheel of Fortune next. So, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is in obstacles. So their obstacles are just that. Okay. Not doing it. You know, they don't know what to do. They're cocooned. You know, so it's like, yes, they're researching and they're looking at stuff and all this kind of stuff, but it's not really helping them, you know, to move forward with, whether it be with you or with whatever this is that you're dealing with. Their obstacles, they have the Wheel of Fortune, which is movement and change and travel sometimes. Let's see if there's anything special in this card. No, although there's a lot of wisdom like notated in this card too. So, you know, that could be an obstacle. Maybe they feel a little like tied up, you know, because in the Wheel of Fortune here, it's like the wheel is like really bound by like a lot of just kind of sticks and stones. It just looks a little rusty, you know, like it hasn't been turned in a while, you know, it hasn't had the momentum going in a while in this particular case. So, you know, that could be an obstacle for them. They might feel like, and it's funny because, yeah, there's a bunch of red knots right in the center. And we were talking about centered, you know, and all that sort of thing. So they may be having, you know, that's their obstacle, you know, maybe being centered, getting the momentum going to start turning the wheel, you know, that could be too. Okay. We also have the Three of Wands as an obstacle. So, I mean, it's possible, you know, that there could be, you know, somebody else. This isn't a typical third-party card. And I don't really see any other indication of that. So I think this is more when you know, the Three of Wands isn't like a guaranteed third-party card. That's not, you know, I would like, you know, I'd be a little more suspect if I saw like the Three of Swords or Three of Cups or something like that. So I don't think that's the issue here. The Three of Wands is also about, because these two match so well together. It's about just sort of, well, let me make sure it's the same in this card. Yeah, well, it's a little different. It's about moving forward and like having, it's a typical card where like your ships come in, you've done all this work towards something and then you're just waiting because you know that the payoff is going to come. Okay, that's what the Three of Wands is. Well, that's their obstacle. All right, so it's like, it's like this cycle isn't there yet. They might think it's there, but it's not quite there. And there is still, more work to do before the proverbial ships come in. So whether that's towards you, or towards something else that they're working on, because, it is a love reading, so they may feel that way, towards you, like, well, maybe they feel like they've put a lot of work into this relationship, for instance, but it's like, but things just aren't turning in the direction they want. That could be, or it's like maybe it's something more personal to them that's not, so whatever way it is, that is their obstacle. So let's see. But we do have the Eight of Coins coming out as their outcome, which is that's a good card. So the eight, wow. And again, with the spider right in the center, that's like amazing. So it's everything about this, and not all of their cards have that like you do. Like the Hangman doesn't have that. The Daughter of Wands doesn't have that. This does, and the World card did too. But this is, again, about, being centered. And I think, with these two cards as your guys' outcome, this is pretty good. All right. I think you are more like explosive with this relationship, and I don't mean explosive like emotions like going crazy. I don't mean like that. I meant more like dynamic, at this time. I think that might be the deal. Whereas this person is like more focused on, okay, how do we, create this so that it works for us? It's like the spider is building a home, and it's, working and working and working and building this like, intricate, all the details to make a home so that, food can come and, things can come and be comfortable and all that kind of stuff. So, while you're in this like, gushing, love, dynamic and being centered and all of that kind of stuff, this person is more concerned about, okay, how do we do this? How do we do that? And the Eight of Coins is a very good outcome card that, things will progress for them. Okay. So if this is just love towards you, this means that's what they're doing. I think I said something about slow moving. Yeah, we had slow moving energy at the bottom of the deck. That's kind of what this is, but it is success. It is growth. It's also, if it's finances for some reason that are involved in this, it's a very good, omen card, not omen necessarily, a good card. Eight of Coins is good. That's nice money. What else? Either way, all looks favorable. I think that, again, that message is huge for you. Absolutely. In order to get this, this sun. The sun is a great, great, great card. And I think the other for your partner or whoever you're dealing with in love, coming towards you, again, they might be slow, but I don't see lack of interest here. What I see is a lot of contemplating, on finances, on changes, on just building, for the future. So I do think this is like more of a relationship reading, and it may be in its infancy, and maybe you got, can contemplate moving in, things like that. That's kind of what I feel with this. So either way, things look favorable. And let's not forget too, you had like really good cards underneath the deck. So that all looks great. Let's see. Then I'll move on to work. Work for Scorpios. Okay, so it's up to you is a card I pulled in the romance department. Okay, so that's your advice, romance angels card. Let's see, it is up to you. All right. Okay, so with that sun card there, you are going to have some power. You are going to have a lot of energy and a lot of power to, get things done. But it's just so important to stay centered and don't get off track. Don't go to the dark side. Don't get too high. Just stay, middle ground, So, okay, let's go to work and finances for Scorpio. If anybody feels like time stamping this, that would be awesome. It's 1941 would be the time. because for finance reading, I just can't go through every video and do that. Unfortunately, it just takes too long to even upload all these videos. Like, takes me forever with my internet speed in the Midwest. Okay. All right, work for Scorpio. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck, because since I'm not as familiar with that, I won't go with that. Okay, work and finances for Scorpio, please. For the second half of June. So June 15th through 30th. Work and finances, please. Give me, let's do the same. Four cards. Okay. Awesome. All right. And give me 2 cards. Or actually, no, that's good. All right. So some of you may be looking for work. That's what I see from this. This seems like that would be the reading for this. It looks like there could be like some of you could be like studying something too with the Page of Pentacles. A lot of times that's like somebody who is like learning like kind of a new something, you know, in order to improve their work. That could be. If so, it could be very valuable to you in the long run, because, you know, from the Page of Pentacles, like studying something new or going back to school for something just to get like, you know, increase a certificate or, you know, something like that could be beneficial to you. Because I see you like, you know, some of you may too just be finishing that and graduating to something higher. That could be too, because this is a graduation to me, you know, of like something higher. So if you are starting that, like, I think it would be very strategic for you, very beneficial for you, put you in a better place. You know, definitely with that. Some of you may just be finishing that, and you've got your degree, your certificate, your whatever it is that you studied, you know, the information. Maybe you didn't go to school, but you have like the knowledge now to go on and use this. So I see a lot of you like strategizing how to use that degree. Some of you might just be thinking about strategizing how to use an old degree from like a long time ago, you know, that you earned, you know, ages ago, but like maybe you're thinking you can use that into something now. You know, either way, it's like, it's good stuff. You know, it's some of you could just be looking for a job. You know, a lot of times Page of Pentacles is just like an offer for a job. So, you know, there's nothing like super huge here, although you do have like some pretty weird obstacles. So you have the High Priestess and Death, the Scorpio card, as your obstacle. So for some reason, you're in your own way, Scorpio. Imagine that. Us in our own way? No. Okay. So, and of course, High Priestess, intuition, you know, so that's telling me pretty loudly that we're, you know, not using our intuition and, you know, pretty much not transforming in the way we need to. Okay. Because I think what this is going to produce is, you know, what the outcome is a Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a job offer, you know, but it's a page, and it's like, you know, I mean, it's cool because it probably is something that you like and something that's fun, you know, so you would probably enjoy it, you know, but it's not like, you know, you're not like signing papers for a mortgage in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, it's not a very amazing job or anything like that. So let's see why this High Priestess and Death card are here for your obstacles. But it is a job, so, you know, hell, that's good. And at least, you know, like I said, it's a fun job too, so that's cool. Where's the High Priestess and Death card here? 2 major arcana cards just screaming at you. I kind of think I know why that might be, but let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. And All right. So I think what these are telling me now, of course, use your own, if when I mentioned the high priestess and using your own intuition and about transforming and things like that, if something like popped into your head, then that's probably what you should pay attention to. So I'm just like kind of further coaxing out more cards to kind of see if I can get a little bit more information on that. So, I mean, it's a little odd, but the way I'm going to take it is I think the high priestess is there to show Scorpios that, you have been here before. This is the 5 of coin. This is like hard times. This is like, struggling. And, I mean, sometimes like really hard times, like not being able to, find a place to live, not being able to afford your rent, things like that. Okay. So, and no, that's not coming. I'm not saying that. These are obstacles. Okay. So, and it's the high priestess, like, because I asked what she wanted us to know. So I think this is more about, don't ignore, like if you see signs of being in this place, then, I think she is saying this is a wake up call and you need to change, you need to transform and change and do what it takes with the 7 of Swords too. And I'll get to that in a minute, because not do what it takes necessarily, not by all means. I don't mean that. We'll get into that. So I think that's kind of the message here. If you're not in this position but you have been there before, I think that's what this is saying too. It's like, yeah, you could take that fun job. You could take that, whatever, but the queen is saying strategize, 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 strategize. She's not telling you to be a page. She is telling you to, and in the reading itself, the way it's laid out, she is looking. Like if you see her hand pointing like this, she is pointing to the high priestess. And this is truth. This is the sort of truth. She's saying, pay attention to this. All right. So I think this is about selling yourself short. I think that's exactly what this is about. I think it's about settling for less. And if you do, you might be in danger of just hard times, and not where you want to be, So I think that is the message. With the death card, the transformation card, with the 7 of Swords, I mean, it's sort of like, I mean, the 7 of Swords has a lot of different meanings. It's a really hard card to interpret. I mean, the very typical one is it's like sneaking around, okay? But I never really think that's, I think this card is way more than that. So, and in this particular case, I think it is about making a very clear decision, staking, like making a decision and staking it in the ground, like, for firm and sticking with it. I think it's about scoping out lots of different opportunities. I think it's also with this here, I think it's about communicating a lot, networking. Not a Scorpio's favorite thing to do, but, this is kind of a do what it takes kind of card. Okay. So, networking, getting the resume out there to 50 million places that you might not normally think you are qualified for. Shoot a little higher. Why not? That's what the high priestess is kind of telling you. Okay. Change yourself into whatever you need to manipulate this situation to get where you need to be. Because, and not at whatever cost, that I don't mean that. I'm not saying go out and be a lie, a cheat, whatever. But, you know how to do this, Scorpio. I mean, we are master manipulators, and, whether we like that or not, it is true. Whether we use it or not is a different thing. But sometimes, we have that skill for a reason. So, don't forget that too. It doesn't mean that it's like, this horrible, dark thing to do all the time. So, I mean, when you have a skill for a reason, there's a reason. Okay. And yes, you can still take that and use it for your highest good, but don't be afraid to use it for your highest good. So that's what I think the message is here. And I'm sorry this is taking so long, but it feels like that's what needs to be said with this. So, is there a job offer? Hell yes, I see something. Okay. So, and this is from the 15th to the 30th. I do see something. There's a couple somethings in the works here. They are pages. Again, you need higher than that, because, you've been here before. I'm afraid, if you're not strategic, if you don't change, if you don't manipulate things a little bit to your where you can get in somewhere or something like that and get your foot in the door, then, you know, you might just be taking a job that's going to put you right back here. All right. So I will leave it there, Scorpio. Actually, let me give you one, financial, or, you know, career card here. Let's see what we have. Any more advice for Scorpio for the second half of June regarding career, finances, things like that? One card, please. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we have the 6 of coin, which is balance. So that's really good. But I'll read the words on there. Nice. Okay. Let's see. It says, oh, all right. Sweet. Gifts of money, time, or effort. New career opportunities. Boom. Receiving a loan or paying off debts. Okay. So I think I want to say one more thing about the High Priestess too. Is okay, I'm gonna take this one other direction. Okay, I stand by exactly everything I said, but sometimes this happens. I'll pull another card, and then that gives me a different perspective. And now that I'm looking at this, I do have one other thing to say. All right, so with this, I stand by what I said, but okay, I think this also could be a message, especially since I've just pulled this card, and I just now am seeing this, that okay, an offer could come along, you know, like I said, and, you know, you may feel like cutting it out, like, no, that's not good enough for me. So this could, in other words, this reading could work the opposite of everything I just said too, all right? So you may think, oh, no, I'm not taking that little job. You know, that's not going to be good for me. And, you know, that's, you know, I deserve better, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. And not that you'd be like, oh, I deserve better. It's such an ego way. That's not what I'm just using that for dramatic sake, you know, so that you get the point of what I'm saying. You know, it could be like a job that you're like, nah, you know, I don't need that job. I'll wait. I'll get a better, much better job, you know. Well, the queen might be telling you to look at the High Priestess, use your intuition, know that, hey, you're a little bit in a hole. And if you don't take something, you know, and change, you know, then, you know, you may end up here. So it could be that too. So there is a job offer here. So I'm going to combine both of those things, both of the advice I just gave. And I'm going to put it this way. If there is a job offer, take it, cool. But also, you know, like, again, just stay open to strategize for higher things, you know, because take it so that you don't end up here, you know, because you don't want to end up here. That's for damn sure. And so I do think that, you know, there is a chance that, you know, that could happen in that way. So yes, I would take whatever comes towards me, which is kind of the opposite of what I said in the first part. Although I didn't say don't take it, I just said that, you know, try to reach higher and really manipulate the situation. And I do stand by that. Absolutely. And I think you should. But if there is something right there that you can grab in the meantime, take it. Okay. And work on these things that we were talking about and manipulate the situation into, you know, maybe you manipulate this into, you know, you can do that, Scorpio, you know, into a management position, you know, or whatever, you know, it's just, you're going to need to do some really, you know, hone your skills, you know, and use them in order to bring this up a notch so that you're not here. Okay. With the 6 of Earth, I feel confident that you will do that. It's, you know, it's a good card. It's balance, you know, it's about things. It's not like you have like this overabundance but it's not like you're short either. You know, it's a balance. Like you've got enough for everything. You got enough for the bills. You got enough for rent. You got enough for, you know, whatever else, you know, needs that you have. So I'll read it one more time. It says gifts of money, time, or effort, new career opportunities, receiving a loan or paying off debts. Okay. So that is awesome. That is a good advice card for you guys. All right, so, all right, Scorpio, sounds like an interesting month. Yeah, so I will see you next time for the next readings, and be sure to like if you like this, share, subscribe, whatever. Join the Facebook page. That's where I announce when I go live, and I answer free one-card tarot at random. I usually come on at night, pop on at night, like, you know, I don't know. It depends, usually like later hours. So, all right, guys, thanks.